You're listening to Startup Stories on Good Morning Delhi with Sarthak.
And today, of course, we're talking wellness, which has become a bit of a double-edged sword, hasn't it? It's a Reboot Wellness that we're talking about now. And I could tell you everything that I've read about Reboot Wellness on the internet, but those will be words. The people who felt those words in their hearts and their minds are here. So, Saloni, Astha, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you
for having us.
You wanna tell us a little about Reboot Wellness and where it started and what's the idea?
Okay, so I'm a practicing therapist for the last 16 years, and Reboot Wellness was an extension of all the things that I wanted to do with people and the forces that I wanted to bring forth as far as mental health was concerned. And together with Saloni and her business mind and her mind to scale it, bring it to more and more people is the idea behind Reboot. It's an ecosystem all for mental health. It is to make mental health available, accessible and affordable for everyone.
So what's the mechanics? What's the nitty-gritty? If you were to get down to brass tacks, how does Reboot Wellness work?
So we have a bunch of different programs. We work with individuals where they can come take a one-on-one session. But the answer for India is really not just one-on-one sessions.
Sure.
We are a community. We are sensitive to how much we can spend, time, money, energy, etc. So we also have something new which we are starting, which is support groups, where people can come together and have catharsis in a group.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's also, I think, very, very important to remember that mental health is something that creeps up on you, isn't it? I mean, you suddenly realize that there is a problem and you don't really know what to do with it because there's stigma attached, you don't really know where to go, etc. So we're living in the world of social media, so it's only proper that we ask you to do a bit of a listicle for us about what you need to be on the lookout for, what you need to do to keep your mental health as sound as possible.
Okay, so I think things to look out for is the basics. Are you energetic? Are you how do you feel when you get out of bed? Are you able to eat properly? Are you able to sleep properly? Are you able to do the things that you are supposed to do? So that's the most basic.
Yeah.
If you go a level up is the thriving part. That means that when you get angry, when you get sad, when you're in a difficult situation, how do you deal with it? Of course, you will feel all emotions, so it's not wrong to get angry, sad, irritable, frustrated, etc. That's a part of life. You will, but if you're able to manage it and regulate yourself, then that's good. You're in the green. But it's when these emotions start to stick with us, or when we actively try to push these things away, is when we need to keep. But then we need to just look into ourselves that are we feeling okay.
Sure.
Along with that, people around us, there's a lot of conversation around very difficult topics going on these days. I don't want to get into that, but I think just to be supportive to people, talk to people, just sit down, have a chat, not necessarily heavy about what's happening or any deep conversation, but just generally keeping a check and talking to people also helps to regulate our mental health.
Absolutely.
So there is a mental health spectrum that goes from healthy to injured. We divide it into 4 parts. The healthy part is when I am, as a human being, living in my regular life. I am experiencing all feelings, all emotions, good, bad, grey, blue, yellow, purple, everything is there, and I'm able to deal and tackle with them easily. I'm able to do the things that I need to do, and I'm also able to do the things that I want to do. So I'm energetic, I'm motivated, I'm happy, I'm moving ahead in life. So that's the healthy part. Then comes then there's a part which is a more reactive part. Sometimes life throws lemons and we do become we become a little pulled down, and that's okay too. But if we are able to manage those lemons and make a lemonade out of it, that's good as well.
Of course.
So that's the reactive. We tend to become a little bit more reactive. Then there is a part which is a little bit more deeper, when all of these emotions, when there's prolonged stress, when there is environmentally, socially, financially, or physical health reasons, multiple reasons that may cause me to feel very low and pull down. And that low and pull down feeling does not allow me to function as effectively as I'm capable of functioning.
Sure.
And that's a red flag. But the bright red flag which is waving in our faces is when I'm not able to function even at the level where I'm supposed to, which is eating healthily. Either I'm eating too much or too less, or I'm sleeping too much or too less. I don't feel like I'm avoiding social engagements, or I'm trying to socialize too much. There is a lot of binging with alcohol, substances, food. Sugar is the biggest addiction in the world. So all of those are signs when when your mental health is really down, is
Sure,
going down. So
for
we
sure.
need to just look out for these.
So there, food for thought for all of us to chew on, because we're living in the world of activity, frenetic most of the times, but probably a good idea to remember the wonderful, wonderful joys that we used to experience sitting on a wall, letting our legs dangle and watching the world go by. Maybe a good idea to remember that. And for reminding us of the importance of that, and for being so generous in sharing your knowledge, Saloni, Astha from Reboot Wellness, we'd like to thank you very, very much for your time and for your generosity.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Sarthak.
If you want to find out more, reboot-wellness, reboot-wellness.com is where you go.
94.3 Radio 1.